Welcome, soul visionaries and potential soul visionaries. I'm your host, Rod Cohen, man, and welcome to the Soul Vision Powercast, a place where we keep it unfiltered and raw. We talk about anything from porn to politics. We'll even talk about that shit you might have heard or saw. Man, today we're going to talk about 11 signs to know if you're being used for sex or money. 11 signs. Let's kick it. Hey, man, I got another article from LOVEPANKY. I'm going to leave the link in the description. 11 signs to know if you're being used for sex or money. Are you being used in a relationship for sex or money? Find out if your one true love's a user who will stick around only as long as you can give. It's a fact of life that you will inevitably run into people who will use you to give them things that they can't otherwise get. It can be VIP treatment at the hottest clubs, blue chip connections in the business world, or just someone to cry on when the going gets tough. The problem with this breed of folk is that they can be so insidiously subtle. You never know that they're using you until you've exhausted all you can give. You know what's worse than knowing a user? Dating a user. These users may often use you for sex or money or both. Sometimes they'll count on you for other things like favors, social status, or whatever gets their ego going. But the most common types of relationship users are those who take advantage of your body or your wallet. Now, here's how you could tell if that's who you're dating. So now, out of the 11, they got them broken down like in categories of 5 or categories of 6. Now, the first 5 signs, these are the first 5 signs you're being used for sex in your relationship. Excuse me. All right. Don't mistake hot, passionate sex for hot, passionate love. Sometimes, as much as it seems like love is all you can see, it could just be a haze of lust in your lover's eyes. Number 1. A user wants to hang with you at strange hours. Okay, so maybe the person you're dating or having a fling with works odd hours or happens to be a night owl. But you'll get to wonder what you can possibly do together at 2 a.m. on a weeknight. You can't catch a movie, all the nice restaurants will be closed, and the only friends you can hang out with are those who are already wasted. Unless you spend these late night dates talking, bonding, or just cuddling at home, you'll probably end up getting down and dirty. What's more alarming is that even though you know this person is awake and active in the daytime, you never seem to hear from them unless they want a daytime quickie. Number 2, a user only wants to hang out at home or in a hotel. Invite your boyfriend, girlfriend to the movies, and the answer is no. How about a dinner date? Still no. How about some coffee at work? Maybe. But will you be crashing at your place? Will you be crashing at your place afterwards? You can get a nice date or 2 out of someone who's using you for sex. But at the end of each date, there will always be hints for you to drop by their pad for coffee. All in all, you'll probably start to notice that at the end of each quick date is at least some third base action. And it has 7 signs a guy you really like is interested in you for all the wrong reasons. Hey, this LOVEPANKY joint, man, they kind of got some good shit. Number 3, a user has inconsistent contact. In the last pointer, we mentioned that your dates consistently end in some nookie or the next best thing. This is probably the most consistency you'll get from this person aside from the line, let's play it by ear. Everything else, whether it's phone calls, text messages, or even invitations to hang out, will be sporadic at best. One week you'll be all wrapped up in each other, and the next, there's not even a Facebook message in sight. But just when the user starts to feel you slipping away, he or she will reach out again and try to get back in your good graces or your pants. Number 4. The user's friends don't even get to know you. The first time you meet your partner's friends, it can be rather awkward. But if they can't even recall your name, or you only get to talk to them for 10 minutes tops, this should just get your alarm bells ringing. If his, her friends can't seem to form a connection with you, or they don't even try to talk to you, this can be a sign that your significant other has told them that he or she doesn't even expect you to stick around when the passion has subsided. And then they tell you, they suggest that you read Why You Should Never Make Someone a Priority When You're Only an Option to Them. Damn, they got some good shit. Number 5, postcoital bliss becomes postcoital dismiss. One of the most telling signs that you're being used in a relationship for sex is when you've just finished a hot love making session and your lover is already asking you to close the door on your way out. There doesn't seem to be any room for cuddling or talking as they practically kick you out afterwards. Sometimes it's not this blatant, but it's the same vein. Your partner could be using lines like, I have an early meeting tomorrow. Let's just hang out soon, okay? Or, I think it's better if you just sleep at your place. Shall I call you a cab? Whatever excuse they come up with, users in relationships will get you out when they want you out. Now, number 6. 6 signs you're being used for money in your relationship. When you started dating this person, has your bank account been on a downward slope? Damn. Listen to this. When you started dating this person, has your bank account been on a downward slope? Meaning you can't save no goddamn money because you always spending on this person here. See, these signs to know if the one you like pays more attention to your bank balance more than your love. Number 1. Damn. The user pays for the first dates and then expects you to pay for the next 30. Apparently, this is a sly technique that users like to use in order to guilt trip you into paying for future dates. They'll blatantly show how generous they are and how much they're spending on you, so you'll do the same for them. But the problem is that once they stop paying for dates, they'll never start again. And the worst part is that future dates become increasingly more expensive than the first few that they paid for. And then it suggests read 16 discrete signs you're being taken for granted and used in love. Number 2, the user always has a sob story that only money can solve. Your new squeeze's grandmother, sister, uncle, second cousin, twice removed, borrowed some money from them to pay for dental surgery, and that's why they're broke. And the next week you notice that they need money for an electrician, for a doctor's appointment, for an ultrasound, to replace a faulty appliance, to take the dog to the vet, and a series of expenditures that they had never prepared for. This can turn into a pattern when the user will always ask for money. And the story behind it would be so heartbreaking that you just relent. But the worst part is that when you ask about the surgery or any other the things you help with financially, the user doesn't seem to know what you're talking about, or they always have a good story to change the topic to something else. And then they suggest read 12 subtle signs you're easily being manipulated by your lover. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fuck with this LOVEPANKY site, man. Number 3, your arguments start and end with money. The user gives a fit when you refuse to pay for something. There doesn't seem to be anything that would placate them aside from that thing they want you to pay for. In time, you'll start to notice that the quick fix for your arguments is expensive jewelry, gadgets, or a down payment for a car. Yikes. You probably tried more personalized and heartfelt ways of showing your love, like love letters, office surprises, or breakfast in bed. But it seems like the happiness of your significant other is directly proportional to the dent they leave in your bank account. And this is, number 3, that's when you should learn what your partner's love language is. Because, the acts of service, quality times, words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, and it's just a couple more, whatever. Can't remember off rip. But you got to learn your partner's love language. And then once you learn your partner's love language, you can kind of avoid this shit. The user is too proud of your possessions. Meeting your significant other's friends is always a plus in our book. But you may notice that instead of being proud of your achievements and your qualities, the user highlights the fact that you have a fancy car, you live in an affluent part of town, or you make 6 digits monthly. Ain't that about nothing? Number 5, the user has expensive taste. There's nothing wrong with expensive taste. Some people are just used to that sort of thing. But it will start to get alarming when your dates are always in 5-star hotels, fine dining restaurants, and trips to exotic locations. When you start to suggest a cozy little hole in the wall with great homemade brews, your date raises an eyebrow and insists on going to the most expensive restaurants in the city. Suggestion, read 15 expensive signs of a high maintenance woman. Oh, Lord have mercy. Number 6, the user isn't motivated to earn money. Maybe you dated your significant other for their sophistication and brains, but despite a diploma from a good college and the chops to succeed in their field, your partner doesn't have the drive to have the drive to work and earn their own money. It seems like you're feeding, clothing, and housing someone who just wants to bask in your riches. On one hand, it may feel good that your partner needs you, but on the other hand, the dependence on your paycheck may be more than you can bear. It definitely feels good to be needed, but when you're needed only for what your body and your money can do, then it may be a sign that you're dating the wrong goddamn person. I'm telling you, man. So look, learn what your partner's love language is, man. Start taking time to learn who you're fucking with in the first place before you start, hey, if you're a woman, before you start fucking, learn who the dude is. You know what I'm saying? If you're a dude that's spending money on these chicks or you have a habit of doing that, learn who they are and what they actually want for you before you start doling out that kind of money, man. Stop being these old simp ass motherfuckers out here. Look, hit that like button for me, man. Hit the subscribe for me. Hit the subscribe button for me, and then hit the share, man. Let's share this content, man. Let's grow the Soul Vision Powercast, man. We talk about anything, and if you have any things that you want me to talk about, man, leave them down in the comment section, man. We'll and I'll link up, look at these things, and man, we'll kick it. Peace.